We started. All right. We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now.
Okay. Oh, that's exciting. So that means I can go ahead and start?
Yep, yep. You can go ahead and start. You can most likely give some context. What is this? What's going on? What are we doing right
Exactly.
here?
So I will let everyone know that I'm doing a live show. And the idea is I'm selling some paintings that are a little bit older. So I've actually had some comments from people saying that the style of these pieces looks a lot different from what I'm doing currently. And that is totally true. They're completely accurate. So I just have some older pieces that it's time that they find some new homes. So this is why I'm doing a live show, which is super fun. And as you may have noticed, you heard a lovely voice in the background. So I have a great team that is helping me produce this show. This is my first time being both live on Instagram and Facebook at the very same time. So that's very exciting. And I love all this technology and learning all this stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. For if you're on Instagram and you want to see the show, how do you purchase something that I'm showing you and talking about? You just go to the link in my bio. So go to my profile, link in bio. It'll say super sale at the top. Just click on that and you will be able to see all the paintings that are for sale in this live show. On Facebook, there should be a link there as well to go see the live show from my website too. So, and one thing I should also mention before I get started is about shipping. So if you are local to the Nanoose Bay area, which means if you're from anywhere from Nanaimo all the way to Qualcomm Beach, and you're interested in purchasing a piece, but you don't want to pay for shipping, that is totally fine. You don't have to pay for shipping. I will deliver it for free, or you can come pick it up. All you need to do is enter in the code SHIPLOCAL at checkout, and there will be no shipping fees for you to receive your painting. Yeah, so I think that answers most of the questions.
I have
Sorry.
one quick question for you. The code is Chip Local.
Yes,
All right,
ship.
I'm showing that.
Yeah, thank you. See, my assistants are so handy. This is awesome. Yeah, so I'm just gonna grab every painting that's in the sale and just give you a little bit of insight and talk about the piece and show you it a little bit closer so you get a better view. So all the paintings here are numbered, which means we will start with number 1. This one is called Okanagan Study number 55. This painting is kind of a bit of a funny one that I decided to add to the show last minute because I was digging through all of my older pieces and this one was in the box, but I had never finished it. I never finished kind of the foreground grassy area because I wasn't sure if I wanted to put a lot of detail in it or make it simple or what I was going to do with this painting. And I thought, oh, I might as well just finish this painting off and then put it in the show with the rest of the pieces. So this is actually a painting that nobody has ever seen before. It's never been on my website or Instagram or social media, Facebook, anything like that. So totally new painting and you are getting first dibs on it. And the other exciting thing about it is that this one is 40% off. So that means this 8x10 painting is $150. So can't go wrong with that kind of pricing on a brand new painting. And I will give you a little bit of a closer look. I'm showing my Facebook people first. So there's a little deer in the background. And you Instagram people can see some more details there as well. Yeah, so this is the first painting that is available. And yeah, I'll put that guy back here. Awesome. And then this one is painting number 4, and this one is called West Coast Study number 15. The story with this painting, this is from a kayaking trip on Kentucky Lake, Eileen Lake, or is it Kennedy Lake? It's in the Okanagan. It's this gorgeous, oh, no, it doesn't tell me on the back. It's this gorgeous aquamarine blue lake that has the most stunning color to it ever. And as some of you may know, I love to do outdoor adventuring, and I kayak quite a bit. So, of course, as soon as I knew about this lake, I had to take my little kayak out there and paddle around. And it's just stunning and so inspiring and beautiful. So that is why I made this painting from that trip. So again, I will give you a closer look.
That painting gave me a feeling of jumping into the water right away. I love it. Just looks so bright.
And yeah, I'm starting to kind of get more well-known for painting my water scenes. So hey, you can own a coveted original water painting by myself here. This is acrylic on board. So it does mean that in order to display it, it will need some kind of frame because there's no hanging system on the back of it. However, because it is an 8x10 size, it's really frame friendly. You can basically go to any shopping store and just get up any kind of 8x10 frame. And the key is that you want to take the glass out of the frame. This painting has an isolation coat on it and UV varnish as well. So it doesn't need any glass to protect it. So, and then it also gives you more space to put it into the frame, which means you don't need to get it custom framed. You can just buy a simple 8x10 frame and that will work for any of these paintings on board.
Just a quick reminder, Kelly, remember to have some conversation with your IG followers as well on your right, because it seems like you're only speaking to Facebook, but then just flip a little bit towards your phone. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So I can't read my Instagram information, but yeah, where are you guys from? And tell me a little bit about yourselves. And yeah, I don't know, let's have some conversation. Let's talk about some artwork. So the next painting in this series here that I'm working on is West Coast Study number 64. So again, this is an 8x10 painting. This one is 50% off. So it's $125. And this actually is a little bit of a newer painting. This is a plein air painting, which means I painted this one outside. And actually, it was the only plein air painting I did last year. And we went to Moorcroft Park, which is pretty close by in the News Bay area, and had a lovely time doing some outdoor painting, which is actually way more challenging than studio painting is. Oh, hey, Nancy from Terrace. Nice to see you. Yeah, so this was kind of fun when I was working on this. All of a sudden, there's like a little spider walking across my painting. And yeah, and then the light is always changing. So that's kind of part of the challenges to doing plein air. So I do really admire those artists that have the plein air skills and experience. And I know I need to try it a little bit more. So I do have plans to go out again in the future and try a little bit more plein air painting. But yeah, I'll give you a closer look to this one. Yeah, so this one is Moorcroft Park, and it is $125 at 50% off. And a nice rare gem, being that's my only plein air painting so far. So good deal. And our next one here is Kayak Study number 3. And this painting is inspired by my first kayaking trip to Johnson Lake. And I've been lucky enough to go to Johnson Lake 2 times so far. It is a truly magical place. It also has that aquamarine blue water, but it has like an even different quality to it. It's so clear. And then it also has these really gorgeous greens in it as well. And it's just different to any other. Oh, hi, Rose. Nice to see you. Thanks. It's so different than any other lake I've been to. It's kind of one of those hidden gems. I think somebody posted about it on Instagram at one point, and then all of a sudden it was getting overrun with so many people going there to visit it and check it out. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this lake so much because it is a really small little lake and only has maybe about 10 campsites at it. But yeah, if you ever get the chance to check out Johnson Lake, you really should, because it's gorgeous and just an awesome experience to go be able to kayak on it. And if you go, bring a tiny boat with you so that you can experience the entire lake, because it's just so amazing. So the thing that I love about this painting is that it has, you can really see all the different colors in the water. And then of course, I do have this, I wanted to create a whole series of paintings where I had people in all of them doing fun outdoor activities, because that's kind of what I'm a little bit passionate about, is doing kayaking, backpacking, skiing, snowshoeing, all of the things. And so I thought, oh, it'd be really great to do a series of paintings with people in them. But unfortunately, apparently, paintings with people aren't as popular as just landscapes. So that's why I do just mainly landscapes. But I do always secretly have a love of images that have people doing fun things in them. So that's why I created this one. And once again, this painting is on board too, but you can easily get an 8x10 frame for this as well. Just making
we have Susan asking, is that Lee in the kayak?
It is, yeah. My main kayaking buddy. This is my best outdoor friend, and she goes kayaking with me, and on majority of my adventures with me as well too. So if there are any paintings, often it's her. Yeah. And so if I'm keeping in order here, I got to go back here to number 12. So this painting is called Liquid, and this one is 60% off. Oh, actually, I skipped one, but I'll get back to it. It's okay. So at 60% off, this little gem is only $100. And the story behind this piece is I have done kind of a smaller series on just painting the surface of water, which I think is just so fascinating because I'm more of a realist painter. I'm not really an abstract painter. But this, at the same time, is abstract, yet also realism as well, which I think is kind of a funny mix. And I'm really liking these water surface paintings. But as you can see, when I'm kind of moving this piece around, that has lots of reflections going on. So the idea with this piece was that I wanted to have a very glossy surface on it to kind of give that impression of water and almost like looking through water and having reflections on the painting as well too. So this one was a bit of an experiment, and I tried an acrylic pour on the painting, and I was hoping that the surface would be kind of just a very flat, all uniform surface, but that did not happen with my acrylic pour. So as you can see, there's a little bit of just, or maybe it is really hard to see. Oh, there you go. There's a little bit of texture to the surface here. Yeah, if the shine kind of hits it right, you can see that it has some thickness and just a little bit of texture caused by the pour. So I wasn't sure if I liked it or didn't like it, but it's grown on me, and I think it kind of makes this piece very unique and very different, and also at the same time very reminiscent of water as well too. So I think this one's definitely a little gem and totally a great deal at $100. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, good. We can put it back up on the wall here.
Kelly, I have some good news for you. Someone just purchased number 7. So that's super
Oh,
cool.
hey, that's so exciting. Thank you. Yeah, wonderful. That's it. I love that one. I love the whole plein air idea. And now, hey, even more inspiration for me to get out there again and do some more plein air painting. So that's fantastic. All right.
And we have Christy saying that liquid, she likes the texture of it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, the texture is kind of fun on that, and I might have to try some more acrylic pours as well too, and see what else I can mess up or make great. Who knows? So this painting here is called Contemplation. And this is also a fantastic deal at 60% off. So this one is $528. The size of it is 24 by 24. It's acrylic on canvas, and as you can see here, it's on the deeper canvas, and then it's all wired, ready to hang. Yeah, this is a Okanagan-inspired painting, and I like this painting because I love all the textures that's happening in the vineyard here, and actually there's quite a few colors that are going on in there. The nice kind of blues and everything. I'm not as keen on the sunset part. The Okanagan actually is really well known and has some really fantastic, amazing sunsets, which is why I chose to put the sunset with kind of just simple vineyards with this piece. But if nobody ends up purchasing this one, I might have to make some slight changes on it and see if I can create something else with this piece, because I think this vineyard is just so amazing and worth keeping. And it'll be interesting to see what else I could do with this as well. The only drawback, though, is that it does have the UV varnish on it. So in order for me to change it, I have to take the UV varnish off, which can be a lot of work. And I actually haven't even tried doing it yet, which is why I put it at such a great price in this sale, because secretly I really don't want to take the varnish off and rework the painting. So I was just hoping maybe somebody else would fall in love with it too. But I'll give you a bit of a close-up look here. Maybe you can see some of the colors that's going on in that vineyard there. Yes, this again is a Okanagan-inspired painting, a nice big size and very bright and lively. I'm sure it will brighten up any wall in someone's home. Okay, we're back to the paintings on board. And my next one is number 13. So this is Alpine Study number 2. And this is 8 by 10, acrylic on board again, so it will need a frame. And as you can see, I'm continuing on with my outdoor adventure series. I'm actually not a downhill skier. I'm too chicken for it, I think. I don't know. But I do like cross-country skiing. I'm not a very good skier yet, but I do own my own set of skis, so I need to get out more and practice a little bit. But I thought this painting would maybe go really well in my Whistler gallery, but it never quite made it there. So, and the cool thing about this piece is actually there's quite a lot of texture happening in the snow, which I will hopefully give you a closer look, and maybe you can kind of see some of that snow texture that's happening there. yeah, but these are just kind of a fun little experiment. These are also 60% off, so $100 for this painting. Say you know somebody who also enjoys outdoor adventures and skiing. This could make a really great gift for the ski bum in your family. Who knows? So yeah, check out this one, Alpine Study number 2. And actually, snow paintings are really hard to do. Snow is a challenging subject to paint. I've only done it a few times. I have actually another large original on my website that I was pretty pleased with, and that one's currently in Art Junction Gallery in Whistler. And that's a pretty cool painting too when it comes to snow, but not everybody loves snow. Like I love snow, which I totally understand. But for those winter adventuring people at heart, yeah. Oh, and Nancy has to go, but that is cool. Thanks for coming and checking out the show. And if you want to watch the rest of it, you can always check it out later. I'll be posting it on my social media for people to look at when they have more time. So that's awesome. And so keeping on with the whole snow theme, this is the second one. I kind of made both these paintings at the same time. And this is Alpine Study number 1. So the very first one that I tried making. And this is my favorite of the two. I really love this one. I love the colors and the action that's happening with it. And yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I'll give you, again, a closer look for both of you. Yeah. So that's Alpine Study number 1. This one is also 60% off. So just $100 for one of these paintings. And oops, as I drop the number there, but you know what you could do for somebody who really loves skiing.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah,
a cool pair. Yeah,
exactly. Put them together, and that would look so great in your little ski chalet. Ooh, maybe you have like a vacation home where you like to go skiing all the time. This needs to go in there, I think. That would be perfect. Yeah. Okay. So, I think we're, getting closer to the end. So this one is, I know, it's nothing like the others at all. So this is pen and ink, and just one of the few that I have remaining. I really loved this piece, mainly because when I created it, I was living in the Okanagan, and there's so many bighorn sheep in the area. And it's so cool just to be driving down the road and then see this giant sheep hanging out on the side of the road. They're pretty great creatures. And the story with the pen and ink pieces that I was doing. So I had an art show scheduled in Chilliwack before I moved to the Okanagan. And at that time, I was really into doing these drawings, and I was also doing some photography. So that's what my show consisted of, drawings, photography. And I was making a whole series. And my landlord, when we moved to the Okanagan, he was looking at some of my drawings, and he purchased one and asked me to go get it framed. So and some of you may have heard this story, because this is kind of my origin story on how I became a professional artist. So I took one of these drawings into the Lloyd Gallery in Penticton to get it framed. And while I was there, I was chatting with them saying, hey, I'm new to town. What's the art scene like? And also I am looking for a job. So when I came to pick up my frame job, they said, based on how much detail was in my drawing, they wanted to offer me a job, because I thought I would be a good fit for their gallery, and I would really pay attention to all of the detail. And there's a lot of different steps and things that happen when you work at the gallery. There's so much to remember. So it was like basically a picture just like this was my resume for starting to work at an art gallery. And from there, I learned all about the art business. And eventually down the road, I became a full-time professional artist, just based on a drawing like this. So yeah, this is a rare find, this one. It's nicely framed, all ready to go here. And since I have kind of no basis on what the pricing for these were in the past or anything, I just put $200 on this one, which I think the framing alone is over $100. So it's a pretty reasonable catch for one of my earlier pieces that helped kind of start my painting career. So kind of a cool origin piece if you're a really diehard strong collector of Kelly Corbett work. Yeah. And this beauty is also another piece. This one is called Rhythm. It is 30 inches by 40 inches, so quite a large painting. And as you can see, this does not really keep with the theme of my other landscapes that I am doing currently. This piece is, I think I would have to say, the oldest in the bunch. I had this little phase before I even dreamed that I would become a professional artist, where I just loved doing portraits, oddly enough. If you asked me to do a portrait today, I would say, no way. But for a short little while, I did love black and white portraiture, and I did a few paintings with that theme. I also loved doing architecture as well. And I was doing some black and white paintings of cathedrals, which were really inspiring me. The only downfall with the cathedral theme is that here in BC, we don't actually have a lot of cathedrals. It's kind of more of a Europe kind of thing, or other countries in general. We just don't seem to have a ton in this area. So it's kind of running out of inspiration sources for the whole cathedral theme. So I did this whole portraiture theme. This painting, let's go back in the day. Before I became a professional photographer, my background is I used to be a photographer. And before I really got into the whole photography thing, I used to be a wedding and portrait photographer for about 14 years. But before all of that, I worked in a variety of photo labs along the way too, because I had such an interest in photography. So I was living in Victoria, working in the photo lab. I was the person who was in charge of all of their black and white printing, as you can see, inspired by black and white, yes. And I came across this photo that I was printing, and I just fell in love with it. And I knew who was in the picture. This is a painting of Daniel Lapp. He is a jazz musician in Victoria, and I actually have seen him perform twice. I really enjoyed his shows. And I thought the painting was, or the photograph was just so inspiring that I actually asked the photographer and Daniel Lapp if I could have permission to create this painting, and they both said yes. So that was kind of really cool to get permission to create this painting. So for many years, I've loved this piece, and I've had it on my own wall for a very long time. But now that my style is changing and running out of wall space is also a major issue, I just felt like maybe it was time for this one to find some other place to get and be enjoyed. So I thought maybe somebody might be interested in one of my earliest paintings that I still have around. So this one, at this size, I'm only asking $400. So a very, very reasonable price for kind of a unique painting that you won't see any more like this from me. So yeah, it's kind of just a different kind of opportunity. Okay, so I think that covers all of the initial sale paintings. So now we're getting to the extra bits. So I saved 3 paintings for, I don't know, just to kind of make the live show a little bit more exciting. And these have just been added to the website just today, just 15 minutes before the show. All 3 of these pieces are 30% off, which is still a very amazing deal and an amazing price, because I never discount my paintings more than 20% on average. So a 30% is a pretty rare sale, and you will not see prices like this again. So if you're interested in any of these pieces, I would say go for it now, because this is the one opportunity you're going to get to own these pieces is such an amazing price.
Kelly,
So
can we remind people who are just tuning in how to shop on Facebook, and if they're watching on Instagram?
Yeah. So on Facebook, I believe there's a link.
Yep, in the description.
Okay. There's a link to my website, and then you can just go onto the website and shop online there. If you're on Instagram, then you can go to my bio or my profile and click on the link that you'll find at the top of the page there. And it'll be the top link that says Super Sale, and that is where you will find the paintings.
Awesome.
Okay, so the first little guy, I'm just going to move this number, which is number 19, so you can see him a little better because he's a little bit small. This one includes the frame. This is Alpine Study, number 8, and this was inspired just from kind of hiking in the Alpine, basically. It's a little bit of an imagined scene. It really reminds me of Mount Baker area. And so with saving 30% on this, normally this would be priced at normally this would be priced at $260, but today it is $182, which means you would save $78 if you bought this today. So I'm just going to give you kind of a close-up look of this sunset mountain scene. And it comes in a very cute little kind of barnwood style frame. So it's all ready to hang for you. Yeah, and this is just a cute little 6x6, can fit into any space. And it is available at a wonderful price. So we gotta check that guy out. The next one that I have available at 30% off as well, this one is called Sanctum. And this painting is 2 large cedar trees. The size is 36 inches tall by 24 inches wide. And this scene was inspired from just a short little hiking trip on my way to Tofino. When you drive out to Tofino, there's all these little stops of interest you can make along the way. And this one, I think, is called Big Cedar Trail. And I don't know that the trail has like any set destination to it, but you just wander in there, and it has all these gorgeous, beautiful, big trees, lots of moss on them. I'm just a huge fan of big mossy trees, and I was so inspired by this scene. I also really love all of the ferns, all the sword ferns at the bottom of this painting. It's a bit of a challenge to kind of paint sword ferns and get them to look real, because there's so many kind of different colors of green, and some are light and dark and uniform and not uniform, and so try and make them look messy and real at the same time can be a little bit of a challenge. So that's why I really enjoy this painting. I don't know, I have a bit of an overhead light, so it's kind of hard to get it close to you without hitting the chandelier above it. But yeah, this one is called Sanctum, and that one is available at 30% off. So if you purchase this one today, you would end up saving $550.50 with 30% off. So your price would be $1,284.50 for this painting. And the last one in the bunch is this guy. And I think out of all of the paintings that I'm showing you today, this one I think is probably my favorite. People that have maybe watched some of my other videos, Northern Lights here, have maybe heard my whole story about this particular painting, but I'm going to share with you again for anybody who may have not already heard the story of the experience of this painting. So this is called Backcountry Encounter. When I go camping, I love to camp in a hammock. So this was a trip to Myrtle Lake, and I was hammock camping, and everybody else that I was with were staying in tents. So they were a little bit further down the beach from me. I was kind of on my own because I had to be in trees. And Myrtle Lake is the largest kayak-only lake in British Columbia. So it's a really amazing place to visit, and I've been lucky enough to have gone there twice. But on this particular trip, I woke up in the morning in my hammock, and I could hear crunching happening outside, and I knew that some kind of animal was outside my hammock, and I didn't know what it was, and I was really scared that it might be a bear and that nobody was around to save me.
Thanks goodness it was not a bear.
Yeah, but it wasn't a bear, yay. It was a moose. It was like the biggest bull moose I have ever seen. It was crazy, and there was just this little stream that was across the beach from where I was. And then it was in the bushes, like it was so close, maybe 15 feet away from me. But I didn't have my camera with me. And so I just told the moose, okay, stay there, don't go anywhere. I'm just going to run and get my camera. So I ran down the beach to my kayak, grabbed my camera, came back. But unfortunately, he didn't listen, and he started walking away. So I didn't get a close-up shot because the camera I like to use is more of a landscape, kind of wide angle. And so the only shot I was able to get was the moose walking away, and he's like way down at the other, he's down here. At this end is the moose guy right there. And so I only got a shot of him walking away. But I thought the landscape of the trees being reflected upside down in the creek that was there was just such a cool view in itself. And then just kind of an extra added bonus to have the moose in there as well. So yeah, this has been a favorite painting of mine. I totally love this one. And anybody who does wish to purchase it at 30% off, you're getting an amazing deal on this. Normally, a painting this size is priced at $2,310. But if you purchase this painting today, you would be saving $693 on it. So that's quite a huge savings right there for such a cool piece that has an awesome story that goes with it too. So the price on this one is $1,617. And that is Backcountry Encounter. And might be a little bit too awkward to give you a close-up view of the moose who's at that end of the painting.
Right there, you got it.
Okay.
Looking great.
Yeah, that whole chandelier is totally in my way, but yeah, the lighting's handy, so can't pass that up. Yeah, so those are all of the pieces that I have in my super sale. I hope you all enjoyed kind of listening to the stories about them and maybe getting a little bit more insight into them. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that has watched my show live, or if they're going to watch it in the future, that is really cool too. Yeah, so thanks so much. And also a huge thank you to everyone who has collected some of the pieces already. It's just so great to be able to do a sale like this and find some older pieces, some great new homes. And then this way I can also make room for more art to be created as well. So now I have a little bit more space, so that means I can make some more paintings. So that's really exciting as well too. So I totally appreciate everyone who has participated in the show. It's been super fun. And I would also like to extend a very, very warm thank you to Art Storefronts as well. That's my behind the scenes people that have been helping me out with the show and kind of giving me a little bit of coaching on how to show the sale to everyone and get everyone really excited about this live show. So thank you, Art Storefronts, as well, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think that's all I have to say. So,
Awesome.
yeah, that's
Exciting
it.
show. I loved it. All
Yeah, thank
right.
you. All right, well, thank you, everyone, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I'm going to say goodbye now. See ya.